Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Jessica, and as you may have guessed from the title, today we are talking all about gin. This is part of a holiday cocktail series, and this series is inspired by my trips to the liquor store where you have thousands of options and you never know what bottle to pick. So throughout this series, we're talking about the ins and outs of different liquors so that way you can understand and better get to know how to choose a good bottle. When it comes to choosing a bottle, it seems overwhelming, but honestly, once you learn some of the tips and tricks for how different types of bottles taste, you can easily pick out one that you know you're gonna love. So make sure if you're not already subscribed that you hit that subscribe button. Last week we talked about whiskey, the week before that we talked about tequila, and coming up next week is going to be a video all about rum, so stay tuned for those. I also have lots of other fun things coming in the year 2021. I think that we all hope that this is a better year than 2020 has turned out to be, so stay tuned for all of that fun content as well. Alright, so jumping into today's video, I don't know if it's just me, but I don't really seem to drink a lot of gin, and neither do the people I usually hang out with. And I don't really know why this is because gin honestly has such a fresh and different taste than a lot of other spirits, and it really brings a bright, fresh taste to our cocktails. So I wanted to make this video to first off inspire you to be able to try gin in your cocktails and try to find a gin that you know you'll love. And also I wanted to teach you about the ins and outs of why gin's so special and the different types that you can find when you go to buy gin. So let's jump into it and first talk about what makes gin so special. Now at its core, gin is really just a flavored neutral spirit. And the flavor comes from the different aromatics and botanicals that are infused into the spirit. Now the primary aromatic that most people can recognize or pick up in gin is juniper. These different aromatics and botanicals are infused into the spirit either after or during the distillation process. What makes each gin bottle so unique is the different types of aromatics and botanicals that go into each bottle. Now, different distillers use different things. Of course, the juniper is very popular, but there's also citrus, cloves, cinnamon, lots of different other spices that can be added into each bottle of gin. So that's part of what makes each bottle so unique and taste different. The other piece of it is how the distiller actually infuses the different botanicals into the spirit, whether, like we talked about, it's before or after the distillation process. You should also know that gin, unlike other spirits, is not restricted as to where it can be produced by geographical location. So like we talked about in the tequila video, tequila has to be made in Mexico or scotch has to be made in Scotland. It's not at all the same with gin. There are no restrictions as to where it can be produced. And another fun fact, just to really hit home the point that gin is special, is that gin was one of the main spirits that was drank during the Prohibition era in the United States, and that's part of the reason why we have so many classic cocktails that still use gin, such as the Tom Collins, the French 75, Negroni, or the classic Martini. So now we're going to get into the meat of the video and start to discuss the different types of gin bottles that you're going to be able to find when you go to the liquor store. Now, don't worry if you can't remember all of this. I'm going to have it all written in my blog post. That link will be in the description below, so you can always check that out there if you forget or you're in a pinch at the store and need a quick reminder. So starting out, we're going to start out with London Dry, and that's probably one of the most iconic and well-known bottles of gin. I'm guessing that you've probably seen the Tanqueray bottle of gin. It's the bright green colored bottle that you've seen on store shelves. Now, this type of gin, as you may guess from the name London, originally was produced in England. However, as of now, London Dry is produced all over the world. Since a bottle of London Dry can't contain artificial colorings, flavors, or even much sugar, London Dry tends to be on the drier side of gins. Flavor-wise, London Dry tends to have a strong juniper and citrus taste. Chances are if you've ordered a gin and tonic or a martini at a bar, likely what you got is some kind of London Dry gin. And I'll go ahead and link some of the most iconic gin bottles in the description below. in case you're wondering or want to check those out so you can buy them next time you are at the store. Up next we have Plymouth Gin, and this gin is unique in the fact that it's only produced in Plymouth, England. Now, like I said earlier, there's no restrictions as to where gin can be produced, so theoretically anybody could start a distillery somewhere else and create Plymouth Gin, but as of right now there's only one distiller that does that, and that is in Plymouth, England. And this is actually one of the oldest distilleries on record in the UK. Plymouth Gin actually prides itself on having a rich, smooth taste, and that's due to the 7 different botanicals that they infuse into their gin during the distillation process. This type of gin, just to name a few, has botanicals including coriander, orange, orris root, and lemon. This type of gin tends to be a little bit drier even than London dry gin, and it kind of has a more citrus flavored focus and a hint of spiciness at the end. Up next we have Old Tom, and this type of gin, as you may guess, was originally used in the Tom Collins cocktail back in the day. Now, this is a historic gin that was very popular, especially during the Prohibition era. The thing that stands out about Old Tom gin is the licorice or other sweeteners that are added to the gin along with the botanicals. Now, it doesn't per se have a licorice taste, but it does tend to fare on the sweeter side compared to other different types of gins. I would also say that it has less of a juniper taste than your London Dry or your Plymouth Gin, and honestly this tends to be a gin that if you like the taste of gin but maybe need it on a little bit on the sweeter side, you should try an Old Tom. Now, popular brands include Heyman's as well as Ransom if you're looking for some to pick up at the store. Next up, we have our New American, or sometimes called New Western Gin. This type of gin has actually popped up fairly recently, and that is because there's a lot of different craft distilleries that are producing new types of gin, and that's how these gins are classified. Now, it started in the Americas, but as of now, there's been different distillers popping up all over the world. It's sometimes hard to put a defining taste or flavor profile on these New American gins, and that's because each craft distiller likes to put their own twist and spin on the gin. If we had to sum it up, I would say that it has less of a juniper taste than other gins and maybe more of a lighthearted kind of flowery taste. You can think of this similar to our Japanese whiskey, where there's not as many restrictions or an easy way to describe it, and it's a little bit harder to kind of pinpoint exactly what defines a New American or New Western gin. For our last category of gin, we have Genever Gin, and this is made very differently than all the other gins that we've chatted about today. Some people also say that Genever Gin is almost like a precursor as to what we know gin today. Now, Genever is a Dutch style gin that is made from malted grains. If you've been following along in our Liquor 101 series, this may sound similar to how whiskey was made. These types of gins tend to taste on the more whiskey-like malty side, and that's because of how they're made. The juniper taste is a little bit less in these gins, rather there's a more earthy, kind of rich taste to Genever gins. Some of the botanicals used in this type of gin include caraway, nutmeg, and ginger. So now that you have a good idea and a good understanding of the different types of bottles of gin out there on the market, I want to now start to get into how you can choose a bottle that you know you're going to love to drink. As a disclaimer, there are a lot of liquor snobs out there that say there's only a certain way you can drink different types, but I'm here to tell you that really no matter what they say, it's all about what you like and what your preference is. You're the one spending money on this bottle of liquor, so you get to decide how you best like to drink it. I'm just here to help you kind of guide your decision and teach you different ways that you can try to drink gin. Speaking of professionals voicing their opinions, some people argue that gin is meant to be drank specifically within a cocktail and not sipped on by itself. I would argue from my research that gin is better enjoyed in cocktails simply because the different pairings of the simple and elegant flavors of cocktails can really help highlight the botanical flavors within the gin. That's not to say though that you can't just sip on a glass of gin. Of course, if that's your preference and you find a gin that you really like and you can drink straight, go for it. So if you're new to gin and tend to like a little sweeter or a lighter flavor, I'd suggest trying an Old Tom or a New American Gin. Like we talked about, the Old Tom is going to be a little bit sweeter if that's what you're used to drinking, and the New American or New Western is going to have somewhat of a lighter flavor and might be a good place to start if you kind of have more of a neutral palate. For those of you who love the classics, your London Dry and your Plymouth Gin are going to be your best bet. These are honestly the gins that we're all used to drinking at the bar and are going to be your best bet if you're making a lot of classic and timeless cocktails. And finally, if whiskey is your drink of choice, might I suggest that you first start out with Genever Gin. That's going to have a similar taste and flavor profile as the whiskey that you're used to drinking. Since gin has so many classic and iconic cocktails that go along with this spirit, I wanted to throw in a little something extra for this gin video. Today we're also going to talk about how to make a really good martini. Now, if you're a martini lover, you probably know that martinis are often made with gin or vodka. So today we're just going to focus on the gin type of martini. So a couple tips and tricks when you're making your martini to make the quote-unquote best martini out there is, first of all, making sure that you keep everything nice and cold. So make sure that your martini glass is kept in the freezer to chill it down, as well as your mixing glass and maybe even your bottle of gin if you want to keep everything super, super cold. Next up, whenever you make your martini, a lot of times the experts suggest that you stir your martini rather than shake it. Now, when you stir your martini, you're gonna get a smoother, silkier taste to the drink as compared to when you shake it in your mixer. And then finally, if you want to be super sure that you're not going to get any ice crystals in your martini, make sure that you double strain it using a Hawthorne strainer and a mesh strainer to make sure that no ice gets into your drink. I hope that you enjoyed this video on gin. This series has been super fun to make. I've learned a lot during it too, and I would love to hear any super secret tips or tricks you may have to finding a gin that you like, so feel free to leave those in the comments below. Or if you have a favorite gin drink recipe, I'd love to hear about that as well. So make sure to stick around, and next week in our Cocktail 101 series, we will be learning all about rum. So if that's your spirit of choice, make sure that you stick around so you can catch that video. And as always, don't forget to check out the links in the description box below so you can see everything that we talked about today. I'll see you in the next video.